All right, what is up, everyone? I'm here to bring you a very important update on Elrond. It is in a very precarious place right now. So in this video, I'm going to run through some tactical analysis, talk about what I see happening both short-term and long-term, and also let you know about some major news stories in some a beautiful low-cap gem that needs to be on your radar. So if you like the sound of that, I want to ask you to do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads, because we're going to bring you the latest and greatest in technical analysis and cryptocurrency news. Let me tell you first off why you want to be interested in Elrond, folks. So Token Metrics is an AI-fueled price predictions and portfolio suggestions platform that we use to help inform some of our thought process and some of our research here on the channel. And so they have these different rankings for different cryptocurrencies. And according to Token Metrics AI-fueled price predictions model, these are the top cryptocurrencies for investing on a year-long horizon. And we see that Elrond is actually in one of the top spots. So folks, if you want access to Token Metrics, and they're always changing the rankings, you can sign up with our link down in the description below. They're actually going to be improving and increasing their prices sometime in April, I believe end of April. But if you get in now, you get grandfathered in at the cheaper prices. So if you're on the fence, if you think about Token Metrics, I recommend think about getting in sooner rather than later, because if you do get in before they do the upgrade, you will get in at cheaper prices. So we highly recommend Token Metrics if you can spare it. Now that you know one reason why Elrond should definitely be on your radar, let's talk about the technicals. But before we do, guys, I want to keep teasing you guys. I really want to mention a major news story and a crypto gem just to get it out of the way, just so it's on your radar. So folks, on Tuesday, PayPal announced that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin will be able to be used for payments with their associated merchants. 29 million or so merchants associated with PayPal will now be accepting crypto as payments. Giant deal in crypto as well, folks. Unmarshal, a crypto gem that I've been constantly talking about on this channel and in our VIP Discord group. If you want to join our VIP Discord, you get access to our Patreon where we talk about low cap gems first. They get all our stuff first. We were talking about this. We were telling our people to apply. Anyways, this thing goes live on Uniswap today at 3 p.m. UTC. Be careful, folks. These things usually pump and dump, so I'm going to be definitely waiting for a pullback. I'm not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but again, these things usually pump and dump, so just be aware of that. I'm definitely waiting for a pullback. You do you, boo. Now, without further ado, let's talk about Elrond. I'm going to distill for you, because there's a lot of lines here, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to distill for you what's the most important. The key resistance level that we need to get above for Elrond to see bullish continuation is $145 to $150. Very price reactive level. We can see based off all these wicks here, 150, very price reactive level. If we can get above that, I think we can see bullish continuation. As well, we can see based off our Fibonacci extension here, we have the 382 right above us at about $1.46, $1.45, or 145, acting as resistance. So if we can get above that and hold above that, I think we could see bullish continuation. But we're very precarious, folks, because we're essentially stuck between strong resistance, that range for 145 to 150, and strong support from about 140, 142 to about 135. So we have our 382 Fibonacci retracement from the very macro bottom to the very macro top right below us at $1.35. So we're essentially stuck in between this tight range of support and resistance. Whatever way we break out of this range, we're likely to have a large impulse depending on the way of the breakout. If we start to break down from $1.35, I think it's likely, or at least it makes sense based off the technical analysis, that we could retest this low $100 level, 115, 120. I think we could definitely retest these regions if 135 doesn't hold. And if specifically these EMAs over here, we have a bunch of clusters of EMAs all throughout these different time frames right below us. Very specifically, I think the 200 EMA on the 4 hour right here is, the 21 EMA on the 4 hour right here, pretty price reactive, hugs price action pretty closely. So in terms of, understanding these short-term movements, understanding how we react off this 21 EMA on the 4 hour, I think will be really relevant. But we have a bunch of EMAs below us acting as support, all clustered around this range about $1.35. So let's say we break out bullishly. I think our next price target is $1.70, and if we break down bearishly, I think our price target is $1.15. Another thing to be aware of, folks, you need to understand what Bitcoin's doing. You need to understand what Ethereum's doing, because Bitcoin leads the market, Ethereum and the altcoins lag behind afterwards. So Ethereum is within this wedge here. We're nearing a breakup point. We're very likely to be testing the upper extremities of this wedge. So if we can break above this wedge and break above that key resistance level of 1860 to 1900, I think Ethereum is flying, folks. I've been saying for a while now that I think we see a $2,400-$2,600 Ethereum in late April, early May, depending what way we break out, where we break out specifically. So, folks, if anything interesting further happens with Elrond, whatever way we break out, we'll definitely be talking about it on this channel and in our Discord group. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to notify new uploads. Check out our Discord, link for that down in the description below. Now, let's look at our technicals here before we wrap up. So, starting to see some concerning things here, folks. We have a bearish crossover on the 6-hour MACD. Although we're not getting a strong confluence in our indicators here, because the weighted MACD is going up. The weighted MACD acts as a leading indicator on the regular MACD. Stochastic RSI approaching oversold. Might want to start curving up here, but the RSI still making lower highs. So ultimately, I do think the 6-hour is bearish, folks. If we see continuation of that bearish crossover in the MACD, we could start to break down here. So we need to maintain above that key level $1.35, in my opinion. I think that's the inflection point for Elrond to remain short-term bullish. Again, over the long term, I think I'm not at all concerned about these pullbacks. If anything, if we do have a pullback, retest these regions here, it could be a great buy. And again, I'm not the only one who seems to think that Elrond is a good long-term hold. So let's keep looking here. 4-hour, yeah, we're still seeing that bearishness. Let's take a look at the 1. So the 1 hour, we're not. Yeah, okay, I was about to say. So we're maybe getting some hints that strength might be building. Our histogram's ticking up. Weighted MACD is kind of curving up. Stochastic RSI is approaching oversold, might have a tick up here. And the RSI not doing anything super interesting. I'm not very convinced of that strength having built up here in the short term. I think, honestly, the thing that's going to be most telling is perhaps how we react off that 21 EMA on the 4-hour. If we start to break down below that, we might retest the 135. If we retest the 135 and we break down, I think $1.15 and $1.20 is our price target. Now, over the long term, I think Elrond has a good chance of reaching to be honest, over $1,000, about right around $1,000. But I don't know that for sure. Nobody knows that for sure. What I do think I have a much better understanding is time frames. I'm scaling out of my long-term positions based off time frames. Come September, come October, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, that is when I'm scaling out of my long-term positions. Regardless of price action. And I highly encourage you guys to consider a long-term outlook when it comes to crypto, because crypto is highly volatile. So the short term brings the greatest amount of risk and the most amount of volatility. The long term typically brings the greatest amount of return on investment and is typically much more predictable. So crypto has moved in these 4-year cycles because of Bitcoin and the halvings. Based off the last halving that we've had, I think we're likely to reach some kind of cycle or local top come September, October. If you want to know why I'm saying that time frame specifically, join our Discord. Again, link down in the description. In our resources section, I have posted a chart by Trading Shot. Trading Shot did a very good job of visually breaking down how Bitcoin has historically moved in these 4-year cycles based off the halving. So, folks, those are all my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to notify new uploads. Token Metrics, link down in the description below, and our VIP Discord, link down in the description below. As well, folks, stay tuned on Marshall. I'm very bullish on this thing. It's essentially the graph, but for DeFi. Again, these things usually pump and dump, so I'm going to be waiting for a pullback. I highly suggest you consider waiting for a pullback, but not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Take care.